Dear students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Professor Tyagarajan, the head of the Department of Sanskrit, Presidency College, Chennai. Today, we are going to have a discourse on dramas of Kalidasa, Bhavabhuti and others, which forms the part of the paper Indian Aesthetics and Fine Arts. In this module, we are going to see the plays of Bhasa, Kalidasa, Sriharsha, Bhavabhuti, Sudraka, Vishakadatta, Bhattanarayana, and also about the allegorical dramas in Sanskrit. In the previous modules, we have discussed about the origin of the Sanskrit drama and afterwards different types of Sanskrit drama. We came to know about it in the previous module. There are about 10 types of Sanskrit dramas, and the details also we had already seen. Today, we are going to see the 13 plays of Bhasa. Bhasa is considered to be the best dramatist who is the predecessor of Kalidasa. His dramas are fine and he is held as a person who contributed more number of dramas. Bhasa, Saumilla and Kaviputra as three, the earliest of dramas that are available are the 13 plays of Bhasa. The greatest of the Sanskrit poets, Kalidasa, mentions in the prologue of his drama, Malakagnimitram, about them. Till 1921 AD, Bhasa was known to the world only as the author of a drama, Swapna Vasavadatta, in 1921 AD. One Mr. Ganapati Shastri of Kerala unearthed a bundle of manuscripts consisting 13 dramas, including Swapna Vasavadatta. After a close study of the 13 dramas, Mr. Shastri proved that all the 13 dramas were written by Bhasa. These 13 dramas are popularly known as the Trivandrum plays. The 13 dramas of Bhasa are Pratima Nataka, Abhisheka Nataka, Balacharita, Madhyama Vyayoga, Pancharatra, Dutavakya, Duta Gatautkacha, Karnabhara, Urubanga, Swapnavasavadatta, Pratigya Yogandarayana, Daridra Charudatta, and Abhimarka. Of the 13 dramas, the two dramas, Pratima Nataka and Abhisheka Nataka, are based on the Ramayana story. Pratima Nataka in 7 acts describes the incidents in the life of Rama, beginning with the exile of Rama and ending with the coronation. Bharata understands on arriving at Ayodhya that his father was dead by seeing a statue. Pratima of his father placed along with the statues of the earlier kings of Surya Vamsha. Hence, the play acquires the title Pratima Nataka. In this drama, Bhasa has enriched the character of Rama, Bharata and Kaikeyi. Here, Kaikeyi has been portrayed as one possessed of very good heart and character. The Abhisheka Nataka in 6 acts depicts the story of Rama from the death of Valin up to Rama's coronation at Ayodhya. Pancharatra, Madhyama Vyayoga, Dutavakya, Duta Gatotkaja, Karnabhara and Urubanga are based on the epic Mahabharata. Pancharatra in 3 acts describes Duryodhana's promise to fulfill the desire of his preceptor Drona, who demands the grant of half the kingdom of Pandavas. If the Pandavas who were in Ajnatavasa could be found out before 5 nights. When the presence of the Pandavas was found out, Duryodhana agrees to abide by his word. His Dutavakya in one act deals with Lord Krishna's unsuccessful mission to Kauravas on behalf of the Pandavas. Karnabara, again in one act, describes Karna's generous gift of his own Kavacha and Kundala to Udra, which ultimately was responsible for his death. Urbanga, another one-act drama, shows the mace fight between Bhima and Duryodhana and the king of the latter by the former striking at his thighs with his mace. Bhasa's Balacharita in 5 acts describes the birth and sportive exploits of Lord Krishna described in Srimad Bhagavata, Vishnu Purana and Harivamsa. Bhasa's other 4 plays are based on social plot. His Pratigya Yogandarayana in 5 acts deals with the fulfillment of the promise undertaken by Yogandarayana, the minister king of King Udayana, in effecting the marriage of Vasavadatta, daughter of Pradyota, with Udayana. Daridra Charudatta describes in 5 acts the love of a Brahmin Charudatta for a courtesan Vasantasena. Abhimaraka, another social play in 6 acts, describes the secret love between Kurangi, the daughter of Kuntiboja, and Prince Abhimaraka, who lost his princely dignity owing to the effect of a curse. At last, the identity of the prince was revealed by sage Narada and the marriage of the loving pair was celebrated. The 13 plays attributed to Bhasa reveal Bhasa as an eminent dramatist. His eminence was recognized by the great dramatist Kalidasa and prose writers Bana and Dandin. Now, after seeing Bhasa's dramas, we will go into Kalidasa's plays. See, Bhasa, as I told you, the predecessor of Kalidasa, has depicted the scenes in a very easy way, and he uses the striking sentences in all his dramas. It is so easy also to read. Therefore, the students of Sanskrit or the persons who are interested in Sanskrit, if they want to develop the Sanskrit language, first they must read some dramas of Bhasa. And especially Pratibha Nataka is very much interesting and easy also for the learners. I would like to quote one striking example, a verse written by Bhasa from the Pratibha Nataka. Bharata was in his uncle's house when Dasharatha was dead in Ayodhya. After coming from the uncle's house, Bharata sees his mother's and he gets angry with Kaikeyi, his own mother, who he understands was the cause of the death of Dasharatha. When Bharata stands before the statue house there, where Dasharatha's statue was kept along with the departed souls of their ancestors, he looks at Kaikeyi and says, Mama matuscha madhyastha kim na shobase. Ganga yamaniyor madhye ku nadiva praveshita. Which means, see, there are 3 mothers for me. See, Kaikeyi is in the middle, Kaushalya is at the left, and Sumitra is at the right side. After seeing them, he says, Mama matuscha, in between 2 mothers of mine, you are standing in the middle, and why you are not able to smile and shine? You are very much like a foul water, just a foul stream entering in between Ganga and Yamuna. So, attributing the sanctity to both Kaushalya and Sumitra, he is calling his own mother Kaikeyi as the foul stream because of the anger that he has for the sake of, because Kaikeyi caused the death of Dasharatha, his father. Now coming to Kalidasa, the plays of Kalidasa. He is the author of Malavikagnimitram, Vikramorushiyam and Shakuntalam. And in the Malavikagnimitram, you find the description of the marriage of Malavika and Agnimitra, a historical personage. Agnimitra is a person who is talked about in the history also, who belonged to Sungam dynasty. Next, the marriage of Urvashi, prior to this, I would like to just say a few words about Malavikagnimitram. In this Malavikagnimitram only, Kalidasa says, Natyam Binaruchehe Bahudapyekam Samaradakam. This dance drama is just like a Aradhana offering for the people belonging to different tastes, because it comprises of all the things, music, dance, everything. And only in this drama he says, Puranamityeva nasadu sarvam. It's a popular quote. Puranamityeva nasadu sarvam. Achapi kavyam navamityavadyam. Santaha pariksha anyatarat bhajante. Mudaha parapratyene buddhihi. He says, simply because some words are old, you cannot take it to be good things. Puranamityeva nasadu sarvam. Achapi kavyam navam mitya vadyam. You should not simply discard the new poetries or the dramas because it happened to be new. Santaha pariksha anyadarat bhajante. The people, the intelligent people, always examine whether it is a good thing or bad thing and then come to the conclusion. Only the bad people, men of bad taste, they alone are led by the views of others. So it is a general instruction also that one should not be moved by the view of others. One should have one's own conclusion in any matter. And as regards Shakuntalam, it is an excellent work written by Kalidasa. So it has been hailed very much by the Westerners too as the best drama. Ya srishti srashturadya dagati vidigutam yahavir yachahotri edve kalam vidattaha shruti vishayaguna yasita vyapya visvam yamahu sarvabija prakriti evaya praninaha pranavantaha avatunaha pratyakshabhihi ashtabhihi. This is a Mangala sloka used by Kalidasa, calling Shiva as having 8 limbs of natural things like ether, Prithvi, Up, Tejas, Vayu and all. They are life givers. So Shakuntalam is held as I told you, is the best drama. There is a saying, Kavyeshu Natakam Ramyam Tatra Ramya Shakuntala Tatrabi Chaturtonkaha Chatra Sloka Chatushtayam. See, among the Kavyas, Nataka is considered to be beautiful. Kavyeshu Natakam Ramyam. Tatra Ramya Shakuntala. See, amongst the dramas, Shakuntalam happens to be the best drama. Tatrapi Chaturtonkaha. It is said that even in Shakuntalam, the 4th act happens to be the beautiful act. Tatra Sloka Chatushtayam. Even in that 4th act, 4 slokas, very, very important slokas, so melting slokas. So, such tributes are given to Shakuntalam. Now we will come to Vikramorushiyam of Kalidasa. The marriage of Urvashi, the heavenly nymph with King Pururavas, is described by Kalidasa in his Vikramorushiyam, a play in 5 acts. The heavenly nymph Urvashi was carried away by a demon, was rescued by King Pururavas. They fell in love with each other and after her return to heaven, Urvashi paid a secret visit to her lover. Once Urvashi, while playing an important role in a drama, staged before gods, committed a mistake by mentioning the name Pururavas instead of Lord Vishnu. Thereupon, she was cursed to live on the mortal world along with her lover for some time. She came down to the earth and enjoyed the company of her lover. When the time for her return to her original abode came, the king, unable to bear her separation, decided to live in the forest. At that time, sage Narada comes and informs that Urusi can live with her lord during his lifetime. The story of Dushyanta and Shakuntala, the foster daughter of sage Kadwa, found in the Mahabharata epic, is the subject matter of his internationally reputed drama Abhigyana Shakuntala, consisting of 7 acts. Now we are coming to Sri Harsha. Harshavardhana, popularly known as Sri Harsha or Harshadeva, was the king of Staneshwar between 606 and 645 AD. He was himself a poet and also patron of poets, prominent among whom were Bana, Mayura and others. Ratnavali, Priyadarshika and Naganandam are the 3 dramatic works ascribed to him. This Harsha is different from the Harsha of Naishadhiya Charita. His Ratnavali and Priyadarshika are Natikas. We have in the earlier module, I have seen the differences between a Nataka and Natika. Now it is Natika, play, which means that more number of women characters participate. It is in 4 acts written on the model of Kalidasa's Malavakakrimitra. In Ratnavali, Harsha describes the marriage of Udayana of Kaushambi with Sagarika, the prince of Ceylon. Sagarika, who was imprisoned by Vasavadatta, Udayana's chief queen, for her intimacy with Udayana, was released by Udayana through the help of a magician. Happy union between lovers is made by a message from Ceylon king, referring Sagarika as his daughter. His Priyadarshika, another Natika in 4 acts, describes the love of King Udayana with the princess Aranyaki. The plot is similar to the plot in Ratnavali and Malavakakrimitra. His Nagananda is a full-fledged Nataka in 5 acts. The play describes the self-sacrificing spirit of Jivmuta Vahana, a Vidyadhara prince. This drama was probably written after his conversion to Buddhism. The hero offers his life to Garuda in exchange for the life of a serpent. Service to parents, that is Pitru Susrusha, Paropakara and non-violence or Ahimsa, are the ideals stressed in the play. The predominant sentiment is Shanta. Harsha, when compared to other dramatists, is not clever at the plot. He is diligent in borrowing the plot from others and shaping them to suit to his needs. Among his 2 love plays, Ratnavali stands better through his graceful treatment of sentiment. His Nagartha does not rise to high level as drama. Now coming to the dramas of Bhavabhuti. He is also an excellent writer. He was a court poet of King Yashovarman of 700 AD. Malati Madhava, Mahavira Charita and Uttarramacharita are the 3 dramas written by him. From the prologues of his dramas, it is clear that his original name was Srikanta and that he acquired the title Bhavabhuti through his devotion to Lord Shiva. Mahavira Charita, probably his first drama in 7 acts, deals with the story of Ramayana from Sita's marriage to Rama's coronation. Many incidents like Bodhi duet between Rama and Parashurama, Surpanaka episode, Valivada, etc., described in the epic are found here also. The long speeches introduced by the dramatist in the conversational type mar the effect of the play. The Bodhi duet between Rama and Parashurama is described in 2 full acts. This play is considered wholly undramatic. Malati Madhava, a Prakarana type, that is, the plot itself is invented by the poet, is in 10 acts, describing the circumstances that led to the marriage of Madhava, son of Devarata, minister of the king of Vidarbha, and Malati, the daughter of Bhurivasu, minister of the king of city Padmavati. It also describes the marriage of Makaranda, a friend of Madhava, with Madayantika, a friend of Malati. In spite of many beautiful detached scenes, the drama is not very attractive. The plot is badly knitted together. Influence of Kalidasa's Vikramorushya and Meghaduta is noticed in this play. Bhavabhuti's third and the best drama, Uttarramacharita, in 7 acts describes the story of Uttarakanda of Ramayana. The meeting of Rama and his sons is effected with the aid of the sacred horse or the horse sacrifice, which is pursued by Chandraketu, Lakshmana's son, and checked in its course by Lava and Kusha, who meet their father. The happy reunion between Rama and Sita is effected by the introduction of a small scene, Antar Nataka, in the last act. This is an innovative idea by Bhavabhuti, just like we are looking into a scene in the nowadays in the TV, that somebody is looking into the TV inside the TV. So just like that, the scenes are depicted. It is called Antar Nataka. The concept of looking the TV into the TV has been already known to them. This drama is more a dramatic poem than a drama. The statement Ekorasa Karunayeva comes from this drama only, the meaning that there is only one sentiment. Bhavabhuti says that is Karuna. There are some more important dramatists. A contemporary of King Kanishka of 1st century AD, Ashwagosha, was a great poet and dramatist. He wrote a Prakarana type of drama, Shariputra Prakarana by name, in 9 acts. It was written with a missionary purpose, deals with the conversion of Shariputra and Mudgalayana into Buddhism. The author has strictly followed all the rules of Sanskrit drama. Then comes Shudraka, a king. He is a dramatist also, of high reputation. In the prologue of his drama, Murchakatika, he says that he learnt the Vedas and other arts through the grace of Lord Shiva, and that he lived a life of full 100 years. Murchakatika or clay court is a drama in 10 acts belonging to Prakarana class. That is, once again, the plot is coined by the poet. It deals with the love of Charudatta, a Brahmin merchant, and the courtesan Asantasena. Here there is unusually large variety of characters, and the play is full of comic situations. The plot is beautifully woven with a gripping interest from the very beginning to the end. There is simplicity and graceful style, and on the whole, the play is most suited for the stage. The play derives its title from the introduction of the clay court. With regard to Sudraka, I wanted to say some more thing, in the sense that his drama derived inspiration from Basa also, from the Charudattam, written by Basa. Then now we come across Dingnaga. Dingnaga wrote his drama Kundamala, dealing with the story of Uttarakanda of the epic Ramayana. It contains 6 acts. Sita, who was abandoned helplessly in the forest when she was in the advanced stage of pregnancy, prays to Ganga and promised to worship her daily with a garland of Kunda flower if her prayer for a safe delivery is granted. She keeps her word after the birth of Lava and Kusha. The poet has made many significant changes in the story of the original epic. His style has much of the grace and simplicity. He is assigned to the early 5th century AD. Now another important dramatist is Vishakadatta, who has written Mudra Rakshasa, consisting of 7 acts. It depicts the attempts of Chanakya for compelling Rakshasa, the hereditary minister of the Nandas, to become the minister of Chandragupta Maurya. It is a political drama describing the political tactics of Chanakya. It is the only play in Sanskrit which is completely free from the sentiment of love. The play is unique in many respects, and there is no woman character in this drama. Visakadatta is assigned to 5th century AD. Then Mahendravarman, regarding whom we have already seen while we were discussing about the 10 types of Sanskrit dramas. He has written a Prakasana type of drama in which he has degraded the condition of life led by adherents of Buddhism and Kapalika and Pashupata sects of Saivism. Now, another poet, Pattanarayana, who belongs to 7th century AD, is the author of Venisamhara, a drama in 6 acts describing the events in the Mahabharata war leading to the tying up of the braid of Draupadi by Bhima. Bhima kills Duryodhana and keeps up his word by tying the braid of Draupadi. Hence the title. The play abounds in heroic sentiments and over-labored in techniques. In this drama, all the important episodes from the Sabha Parva to Sauptika Parvas of Mahabharata are compressed in 6 acts. Shaktibhadra of Malabar, belonging to the 8th century AD, wrote his drama Acharya Chudamani in 7 acts. According to the tradition, the author was a pupil of Shankara, the great philosopher. The plot deals with the story of Ramayana with many considerable changes. In the prologue, he tells that he is the first dramatist from South India. The title of the play is derived from a miraculous crest, Chudamani, which was given to Rama and Sita by the hermits. Making use of it, Rama and Sita saved themselves from being deceived by the fictitious Rama, Sita and Lakshmana created by Ravana. Adbhuta Rasa is the predominant sentiment. The play has many points of structural similarity with the plays of Basa. Now we will see about Murari. He is the author of the drama Anarga Raghava. As he quotes a verse from Bhavabhuti Uttaramcharita, he is assigned to early part of 9th century AD. His Anarga Raghava in 7 acts deals with the story of Ramayana with some variations. The plot follows that of Mahavira Charita of Bhavabhuti. He even repeats the devices used by Bhavabhuti while making Ravana a disappointed suitor of Sita and employing the services of Surpanaka to bring about the banishment of Rama. Unlike the original, he makes his play a open battle between Rama and Valin, probably to enrich the characters of Rama. The style is artificial. The poet reveals no originality either in the plot, construction or in his treatment of it. In spite of these defects, the play is applauded for the depth in thought. Then comes Rajashekara, who belonged to the 5th century AD, who wrote 4 dramas, Karpura Manjari, Bala Ramayana, Bala Bharata and Vidyasala Panjika. His Karpura Manjari in 4 acts describes the marriage of King Chandapala with Princess Karpura Manjari. His Bala Ramayana, a huge drama in 10 acts, also called Mahanataka, which deals with the story of Ramayana. The love of Ravana to Sita is predominant feature of the play. His act of carrying away Sita is accounted for as a revenge, as he was disappointed in winning the hand of Sita. His Vidyasala Panjika, a Natika in 4 acts written on the model of Kalidasa's Malavika, describes the love of Vidyadhara Malla and Kole Mala. The title of the play is due to the introduction of the Salabanjika, a wooden statue of the heroine, at the sight of which the love of the hero towards princess is intensified. His Balabharata or Prapancha Pandava is an incomplete drama dealing with the story of Mahabharata. Only 2 acts of this play is available, in which Pandava's marriage with Draupadi, the loss of kingdom by the game of dice, and the exile of Pandavas into the forest are described. Then comes Bilhana. Following the trend of the story described in Malavikagramitram Ratnavali, Bilhana, the Kashmirian poet of 11th century AD, wrote his Karnasundari in 4 acts. It describes the marriage of the Chalukya king Karnadeva with Karnasundari, a Vidyadhara princess. Vamana Bhattabana is another dramatist. He describes the wedding of Lord Shiva and Parvati in his Parvati Parinaya. The author is much indebted to Kalidasa's Kumar Sambhava both for his expression and ideas. It has been wrongly attributed to Banavatta by someone. Then comes Jayadeva of 13th century, the author of the drama Prasanna Raghava. He is different from Jayadeva of Gita Govinda. In 7 acts, the drama describes the story of Ramayana with some variations. He was both a logician and Alankarika and has contributed to those branches of Sanskrit literature also. His Chandraloka is a famous Alankara work in 10 chapters. Next, the drama Prasanna Raghava is on the model of Mahavira Charita of Bhavabhuti. The demon Bana is made in addition to Ravana as a rival suitor for the hand of Sita. In the last act, a Vidyadhara couple describe the Rama-Ravana fight ending with Sita's purification in fire. His style is rather harsh and labored. Long verses and long descriptions abounding in this play make it very undramatic. Nilakanta Dikshita of 17th century AD, who has contributed to the different branches of Sanskrit literature, wrote his drama Nalacharita Nataka. Drama is left unfinished with 6 acts. The drama describes the story of Nala found in the Vanaparva of Mahabharata. His style in Siva Leelarnava, a Mahakavya, is simple, while the drama is full of long compounds, as in his Champu. Now, the very important factor of the drama happens to be allegorical dramas. Even from the early period, there had been growing a tendency on the part of poets and scholars to personify inanimate objects and personal qualities. The abstract qualities so personified came to play the role or characters in the drama. The purpose of such personification is to teach certain philosophical doctrines. Such dramas are called allegorical dramas. Prabodha Chandrodaya of Krishna Mishra and Sankalpa Suryodaya of Vedanta Desika are the two important dramas belonging to this class. This author of Prabodha Chandrodaya, Krishna Mishra, who belonged to 11th century AD, wrote this work for the propagation of Advaita system of philosophy. In 6 acts, he has written that there is a war between Viveka and Mahamoha. It is put an end by the rise of the moon in the form of knowledge. Moon is directly conveyed as Prabodha. The author reveals poetic skill of a high order. In the art of combining the abstruse topics of Vedanta with the dramatic technique, he shows great originality. The author has certainly rendered a valuable service to the cause of philosophy, though through the medium of this drama. When Sankalpa Suryodaya, in support of Visishtadvaita philosophy, it is funnily said that people were very much enamored of Advaita system, having observed or having seen Sankalpa Suryodaya, because it's a drama which could attract more people than reading the philosophy directly. So, seeing people started believing the system of Advaita, Vedanta Desika appears to have written this Sankalpa Suryodaya, just vying with each other. The title itself will show that Chandrodayam and Suryodaya. He says Suryodaya. So when the sun appears, the moon will fade away. So keeping that in mind, his drama will just erase the thoughts of Advaita philosophy from the public. He wrote that Sankalpa Suryodaya, the lives of the fraudulent and the haughty people are vividly exposed in this drama. Shantarasa is the predominant sentiment of the play. The play is written on the model of Prabodha Chandrodaya, because though he has written on Visishtadvaita philosophy, the inspiration comes from Krishna Mishra only, and he has written this work based on his model. From the literary point of view, the play is very dull, though the author's profundity of knowledge, his force are found to advantage. The prologue is too long and in many ways it is undramatic. But the book is very helpful to understand the philosophy of Visishtadvaita through the easy medium of literature. Then Anandaraya Maki, the minister of the Maratha kings Sarfoji I and Tukoji, during the 18th century, wrote 2 allegorical dramas. His Vidya Parinaya represents the marriage of Jivatman or individual soul with Vidya or spiritual knowledge. His second allegorical drama, Jivananda, describes the attainment of the highest bliss or moksha by the soul. Chaitanya Chandrodaya. There is another work by Karnapura, who is also called as Paramananda Dasa of 16th century, who wrote to explain the Bhakti doctrine propagated by Sri Krishna Chaitanya of Bengal. So, his Chaitanya Chandrodaya is also an allegorical drama in 10 acts. Then lastly, you have got one more allegorical drama called Bhavana Purushottama. The author happens to be Ratnaketa Srinivasa Dikshita, who was patronized by the Nayak kings of Tanjavur. So, he wrote this Bhavana Purushottama in 16th century describing the doctrine of Advaita once again. So, thus, we have got number of writers in Sanskrit drama, and each one has contributed beautifully the thoughts of either the epics or their own imaginations. And the important thing is that the allegorical drama, to propagate the philosophies, are highly appreciable in Sanskrit literature. The allegorical dramas, though they appear to be fighting with each other, in concept, all the three appear to be very, very interesting. The Rahu Grasthodaya, which I was referring to, there is an anecdote that after Prabodha Chandrodaya was written, Jayan Deshika has written Sankalpa Suryodaya in order to fade away the moon. Chandra means moon and Surya means sun. So he wrote Suryodaya in order to fade away the moon. And from the Madhva sect, there arose a Nataka called Rahu Grasthodaya. His intention of the author was that Rahu will catch both the sun and the moon. Thereby, he wanted to establish the Dvaita philosophy. With these informations, we come to the end of this dramatic literature in Sanskrit. Thank you.